The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. What's going on, everybody? It is a Monday here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, and imagine my surprise. Whenever I go, I grab me a cup of coffee. I'm getting everything set up to get ready to do the show. I leave my computer, I come back, and then I see this ugly-ass mug on my screen just hanging out, having himself a good old time. As a makeup, because we weren't able to do the TIP VIP Friday this past week, I had a VA appointment that I completely forgot about. And if you know anything about the VA, you don't miss those appointments because you won't ever get them again. So you got to make sure you make all of those VA appointments. And the good thing for me is that they told me somehow, some way, Augustine, I don't know when or why, right? Like they check my blood, they get the lab, they do all of that stuff, right? And they're like, "You're healthy." There's no fucking way. There is no way. No high cholesterol, no high sugars, a little bit low on the vitamin D, but who doesn't need more D? Especially Augustine. And you look at it that way, it's like,
that's why I'm here.
Like, how am I, of all people, how am I healthy? You see how much I drink?
Yeah, I think we've all seen how much you drink each time you have that Bob, Jim, and Pat show come on. So that can get pretty interesting. But I'm here to crash this thing today because, Tipton, because of your regular job, we missed the entire World Cup.
What's that?
We missed the World Cup.
What is the World Cup? I've never heard of this World Cup thing. What is, like, I've got a cup right here that has traveled around some parts of the world. Is that what we're referring to?
No, I'm referring to the actual World Cup where there's a championship where countries take part of it. And it happened in the U.S., in Mexico, in Canada, in our own backyard. And unfortunately, the teams from this part of the world were eliminated pretty quick. But it was exciting.
I mean, okay, so we all maybe Mexico had a little bit of expectations on them to make it out of the round of 16, but I felt like that was par for the course, right? Like no one really thought the U.S. was going to make it that much further out of the group stage. Did you? Like, I mean, and Canada,
Honestly, I did.
Canada's Canada. Like, I don't think there was really any expectations for any of those teams except for Mexico.
No, honestly, I did. I expected the U.S. to do a whole lot better than they did.
I've seen you time and time again just rip into Pochettino as often as possible. The amount of text messages I have from you being like, "Oh, they're never going to win with this guy."
No, I mean they're never going to win a championship with Pochettino, granted, but I mean, it's disgusting that they didn't do better. But I know Tommy doesn't want to hear about that at all. I know Tommy hates soccer and Tommy hates us, but that's a whole different thing.
I don't think Tommy hates me.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I do want to say what's up to Tommy. Tommy was the first comment once again on today's show. What up, Tommy? Hope you're doing well. We've got to remember, Augustine, we cannot play just the tip between 8:15 and 8:30. So it's got to be at 8:30, just like that.
Yeah, can you do it at 8:31?
I mean, we can see about it. It'll be a great time. Some people are saying the best time, 8:31. Anything I know about 8:31, it's a wonderful time, the best.
You know that can be so the tip gets in a little bit deeper.
Who has to go further than the tip? That's wild.
Anyway, let's talk about what's really happening in today's day and age in sports tip.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, I do want to give you some time because yes, we were supposed to talk about the World Cup. We had a whole thing planned, and then the wheels fall off in my life. And
no, you mean the sound falls off in your life.
Yeah, there we go.
If people don't know this, and I'm going to say it, Tipton is in charge of a whole stadium, the video, the sound, the whatever, and it's a beautiful stadium. Just it's that sound system is about 12 years old now.
13. And, for as old as it is and for it being outdoors in the middle of the desert, it's holding up pretty well. But we do have some issues. Luckily, we're going to be doing an upgrade here in the off season, which, again, my off season, no vacation time for your boy. But, hey, it works, man. As long as we get a good product out there for people that people are happy to be at that stadium for, that's all I care about, man.
The thing is, people don't understand that this stadium holds 2 professional sports teams. And it's not just baseball, which can be every day, but it's also Tommy's favorite sport, football, that's being played there. I like to say every 2 weeks because 1 week they're out, they're away, then they come back. But
it's an odd schedule what they do with soccer because they can have like a month off and then some months they have 4 games. So like this month, right? Like we called August at the beginning of the season. We said this is going to be our gauntlet, right? We had at the beginning of August a Wednesday soccer game and a Saturday soccer game. And to get the stadium turned around in that short amount of time is a difficult thing to do. At least after Wednesday, you don't have to worry about anything else, right? Like it's ready for Saturday's game. But turning it around, Saturday into baseball, at least you got Sunday and Monday, you get it turned around. Baseball's here Tuesday through Sunday, right? But it was the 2 soccer games that first week of August, and then back-to-back homestands for the Chihuahuas, which means 12 games in 13 days, right? So today is my day off. I'm still going to go in. I have to do, payroll, do all the little things like that I've got to do to get through the season. Make sure my crew gets paid because that's important. I do those little things, a couple of meetings and stuff like that. I consider it a day off because I get to leave at like 4:30 or so today.
Wow, so early.
My normal show up at 9 o'clock and leave at 10 o'clock at night. 6 days a week.
I mean, this is something that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah, we look at sports and it's the cherry on top, the actual game. People don't understand the whole prep that goes to one game. And this is not MLS and this is not Major League Baseball. This is a lower division, but people don't understand that people want the same standards. and the same level of comfort, the same level of everything. And it's like, wow, it is something out of this world just to see people work that hard. People don't have an idea all the people behind the scenes to actually get it to that point. And when you have, imagine this is in a little stadium that has 25,000 people, I think the max capacity.
Oh, 10.
10,000 people.
Mhm.
Can you imagine? And I'm going to strike a nerve here for everybody. Can you imagine the Dallas Cowboy Stadium? Can you imagine the amount of prep time for that?
The good thing with that, though, like I get that they do certain other ancillary events at the Cowboy Stadium. They have a couple of concerts. They'll have a bowl game. They'll have like a NCAA basketball tournament stuff that they do over there. But they still have just 16 events, right? Like or 8 actually, because you have 8 or 9 home games. Like that's kind of what you do. So on a busy year for that stadium, they'll probably knock out 20 or so events, right? We're knocking out close to 100 events every year, right? Like it's the 75 baseball games, it's the 17 home soccer games, it's a bunch of other ancillary things. Maybe we get a friendly against like the Bravos, like we did last year, right? Like there's all these other little things like that that go into it, and I love seeing the broadcast, right? Like the build up to the broadcast can be stressful as all hell, but actually seeing it out there, seeing it on TV, knowing that again, maybe it's just me on my high horse right here, right now, right? But El Paso suffers from the whole buddy system, right? Like the good old boy system. You got to be a part of this crew, or you're never getting your foot in the door. I had to break down the door, right? Like I had to beat that some bitch down to get any of the chances that I got. So what we decided to do was we're going to open the door with the Chihuahuas, with the locomotive, and we're going to allow more people to actually live this dream. Because how awesome is it for you to run a camera for a AAA baseball team, right? Like there are 30 of those in the United States, a AAA baseball team, the second highest tier you can go to. Hell, we had an all-star pitcher on our mound on Friday in Joe Musgrove. How cool is that to be able to see and be like a part of some of that stuff, right? And for me, like being able to open that door, have that ability for new people to come in and get a little taste of it, put that on their resume, and hopefully that 10 years from now when they're working for the Yankees or the Red Sox or something like that, they'll be able to look back and be like, you know what, that dude Mike Tipton, he was an asshole, but at least he helped me out a little bit.
Well, they got the a-hole part right, but anyway. but yeah, completely.
And Tom
right.
says this: they have 1 million people working for them. I am surprised at the amount of people that. Well, so here at the stadium, and shout out to ownership, shout out to general managers, like all the stuff that we have at the stadium. They have been more than accommodating for the stuff that we need, and for like the crewing and understanding like what the needs are in order to get the broadcast out there. Like to me, it's one of the most amazing things because I never knew what to expect. Right, like this is not the avenue of sports that I chose to begin with. I just happened to be halfway decent at being able to run a couple of small things here and there. But ownership buying in and saying, whatever you need, we got you, is huge, right? Like I don't have to sit back and be like, oh, well, I've got to work this horrible, horrible thing for the next 5 years. Nah, dude, something comes up. Sure, we're out a couple of weeks, but you will never know. You will never know on that broadcast that there's been something wrong that happened. Like that's what the goal is for us. And you're right. It's not just that fans want a major league caliber broadcast. Fucking I do, right? Like I want everyone to be able to look at the Chihuahuas. Yesterday we were on the Padres direct TV network, like their major league network, because the Padres had a rain out, right? Like they had like a 2.5 hour rain delay. So the first 7.5 innings of the game were us. We were on that network and we looked awesome, man. Like being able to tell my crew afterwards, you guys were on a major league network representing the San Diego Padres system. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's, and I know a lot of people are probably listening going, and then you have no idea how much that of a dream come true is for everybody. And then the amount of prep and everything. Like for example, I didn't watch. I mostly listen to Chihuahuas games, as you know, because we have two of the best diamonds in the rough here in El Paso that call professional sports. One is, and you know both of them. Tim Haggerty is absolutely he makes you see the entire diamond. I mean, he with his words and everything, he makes you see the diamond. And then you have an absolute master, and I've said it to his face. I've sent him text messages saying this. Duke Keith is absolutely disgustingly amazing.
Oh yeah.
And now that he has a brand new partner in somebody that just brings life into everything he does. Honestly, because Brandon Cohn is one of those spirits that just brings happiness to things, and he does. A lot of people may look at Brandon and goes, "Ah, well, you whatever." Brandon knows, and he knows what he's talking about, people. So, Duke Keith, and I've said it before, and I've said it again. I'm surprised that a major TV, ESPN or whatever, doesn't come and pick him up. But I'm so happy he's here because we get to learn from one of the best people that to actually call play by play. So
I've been very lucky and very blessed in my, radio and sports career to, deal with Tim and to deal with Duke on a regular basis because like a lot of people don't know this, right? Like whenever I first started, it was at KLAQ and Duke was the guy in charge of commercial production. And I studied everything that Duke taught me. And whenever I moved back to El Paso from ESPN, I was in charge of commercial production for iHeartMedia for 77 different markets, right? Like it was me and this weird ass voice voicing all these things for all these different markets, but I would have never learned that without Duke Keith, right? Tim and I've got my, cheesy little championship ring from producing the 125 games one year that I produced when the Chihuahuas won their championship, right? So like Tim is amazing. Duke is amazing. And you're right. Like Tim could easily, and I mean this in the best of ways, Tim could easily be a major league broadcaster if he decided he wanted to be a major league broadcaster. He loves El Paso. He loves the Chihuahuas. We are so lucky and so blessed to have him. It reminds me a lot of like the Don Haskins thing, right? Where Don Haskins could have gone and been a coach anywhere, literally anywhere, especially after winning that championship in 1967. He could have gone anywhere, but he stayed here. And that's what made it so amazing. You have all these amazing talents that wind up staying here in El Paso. And I'm not going to put myself in like that type of level, but the amount of times I've turned down a job to leave El Paso because I want to see amazing things in El Paso has been kind of wild, man. Has been kind of wild. I accidentally hit a button there. Didn't know what button I hit. I genuinely don't know what button I hit.
I saw that professionalism right there.
The best professionalism in the world.
but I'll tell you something, and you don't give yourself the credit you deserve sometimes, Tipton, because you say little old me, and I know you're humble, but you are turning a lot of heads as well, and you know this because you've gotten lots of job offers from other places. So be quiet and don't stay humble, and just tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
I've turned down 2 jobs over like the last month and a half.
Yeah, because and let's be clear about that, because Destiny would go, I'm not moving.
No, that's not the reason. Surprisingly, like again, we love being here, right? Like this is home. This is growing up in Socorro. I would have never thought that this kid could do the crazy stuff that I've been able to do. But you look at that cost of living in other places, right? Are your kids going to be as happy in other places? Say what you will about El Paso, dude. But just like talking about Duke, just like talking about Tim, right? El Paso is also a diamond in the rough. And like I'll go over to Juarez. I got no problem going over to Juarez. We'll go to like not the Mercado anymore, but like we'll go to some of the places and stuff like that. Go get something to eat. There's a seafood restaurant in Juarez that I want to go check out that I saw on like TikTok and Instagram. So I got to like find this. We got to figure this one out August.
I think I know which one it is.
Yeah. Well, you better find some time. Like I guess it's also on me. I got to find some time.
Hey, hey, I'm doing the show on a Monday. You think I got time?
Of course not. My bad. Damn.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's
man.
like you know me, and you hit the nail on the head. I'm not good with compliments, so we're gonna move on from complimenting me. We've got some awesome stuff here in El Paso, some amazing things that we're working on. Well, Augustine, I want to talk to you about one of the funniest things that I've seen in recent sports time, and that's what's going on with Jaden Daniels. Have you heard of what's going on with Jaden Daniels?
You know, I've heard. I'm preparing for my fantasy league draft because it's it's pretty expensive. And you know the people, Steve Kaplowitz, Matt LeBranch is in there, and so it's all these people and so I have to prepare. I was looking at it's like a soap opera going on. It's worse than a soap. It's like tell people what happened because it's
So
funny as
Jaden
that.
Daniels' representation, I can't say it's him directly, but his representation is suing Louisiana State University, the school that he went to, the college that he went to, where he became a Heisman Trophy guy and all kinds of stuff, because they gave his number 5 to another student. And he says, my number should be retired. First, I've never seen in my entire, again, I'm 42 years old. I've never seen someone be like, you need to retire my number. You know, if you got to tell people they got to retire your number's not going to be retired, my guy. It's really that simple. But he's suing LSU, and he's been like, no one should ever be able to wear the number 5 ever again because I'm Jaden Daniels and I broke my arm in Washington and I've kind of been a bust over the last couple of years. But whatever, this is neither here nor there. Major League Baseball, because they're the only thing going on in the world right now, has been having a field day with this dude. So like the New York Mets the other day, the final score was 4-1. And the Mets were like, we stopped at 4 out of respect to Jaden Daniels. Like it's been little things like that, right? Like where there was a score, there was a 4-2 game, and then I think it was the Yankees hit like a 2-run home run, and they're like, we skipped that number out of respect for Jaden Daniels, so the score is now 6-2 instead of 5-2. Like it's just stupid little things like that, man. I think it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Yeah, and Tommy's completely right. Joe Burrow did a lot more for LSU, but now here's the thing, and I want to be a fly on that wall when Jaden Daniels goes on the road.
I want to be a fly on the wall in his locker room right now, because again, like, this isn't the time of year to have dumb shit like that kind of hanging over your head. If there's ever a time of the year, which I don't think there is, but if there's ever a time of the year to do something like that in the NFL, dude, that's a February, March ass thing if I've ever fucking seen one. So that way, no one really cares about what's happening, right? We're all just like, we just had sex with the NFL. We're covered in all kinds of shame glaze. It's just the Super Bowl ended, right? So like it was the highest climax we could possibly have. We're on that come down, man. Anything can happen. I'm going to sleep. That's the way it feels, right?
Tommy, lower the volume,
He's got his
please,
kid
for
in the
your
car.
kids. Tommy, lower the volume. His kids are in the car, Tipton.
We're post-coital, like it's all kinds of stuff, right? That's the time that you do the dumb shit if you're in the NFL, because the draft is going to come, the combine's going to come, like all those things are eventually going to push it to the side, and it's going to be out of the forefront because we have March Madness, we have the NBA playoffs ramping up, Stanley Cup playoff ramping up. There's all kinds of different things that can push it out of the way. It's literally just football now, and we are fixated on nothing but football, and we need our football stories right into our veins as much as we possibly can. So the entire world that loves the NFL is going to be ingesting this. Oh, and then it's a college football story. So now the whole college football loving world is going to be all about this damn story. The worst possible timing for Jaden Daniel. And Tommy, I got to put my glasses back on. I'm dealing with a migraine right now, and I'm old. And he says, damn it. Sorry,
Now,
Tom.
now, you're talking about the NFL preseason, which is a great thing to watch. The new guys come in and play evaluations, but now the question surrounds the NFL once again. Should veterans be participating in all this? Because
Yes.
one key injury and you're done.
Injuries happen no matter what. But I feel like we've seen more soft tissue injuries over the last decade or so. Your pulled hamstrings, strained calves, things like that, right? We've seen a lot of those over the last decade or so since it started pulling back on the practices. That to me is more detrimental. So if you can get them back on the field and into football shape, there's a huge difference between being in great shape physically and in football shape, right? Like Augustine, the premier athlete known as Augustine. Look at that. The Adonis of a man known as athlete, the peak male professional sports form in Augustine Pimentel.
You can call me the round mound of rebound, but that was taken already.
Oh, Tommy, I'm sorry.
No, he's not, Tommy. No, he's not.
See, I love using words like that because my kids aren't at that age where they ask, what does that word mean? But I've also used big words that I know they can't spell or that they can't, say as a way of like circumventing their mind, right? Like I can get around a conversation that's more adult themed because they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm worried about this now as Jericho enters high school, that whenever I say specific words, I'm going to get the side eye like, wait.
and then Jericho going to high school and saying those words, and people in high school going, what?
Yeah, I could just imagine my 14-year-old son being like, yeah, I was post-coital after that Cowboys win. Oh, God, that would be amazing.
I can just picture the teachers now.
Yeah, the phone calls I'm going to get.
What high school is this?
I'm not going to say what high school my son's going to. Not on this thing.
Well, it's a local high school.
Well, obviously, yes. Now it's hard for me to say because it's a rival of the high school that I went to, but it offers a better program for what he's going for. He is now a Montwood Ram.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh, how is it?
He's in their synergy program. It's a fucking phenomenal program. He's busted his ass in school over the last, I guess, 8 grades, right? He's done a great job. They've even offered him this what is it, EF tours, the European family tours and stuff like that.
European family.
So we're thinking of doing that.
Hopefully,
it would be like for him it'd be an awesome experience. It's just going to be difficult for me with like my schedule and stuff. So more than likely just be
because your summers are pretty much taken over.
Yeah, and even my winter. Like I don't really get an off season. You got a lot of things to do.
Here's the thing. I want to see you in a Montwood Rams t-shirt. I support the Montwood Rams.
They had like all these parent meetings, right? And the last time I walked into that school was like playing basketball. And I dropped like 15 points and 10 rebounds on them, right? And we lost because we lose all the time. But I got mine, right? And I just remember like walking in there and being like, this feels gross. And I'm like, I'm 25 years removed from high school, man. I shouldn't have these feelings. So I'm trying to, absolve myself of it, washing myself in an SOS pad, like getting the stank off me, right? Like I just got to do that because I got to support my kid. But they told us in these parent meetings, we need you to join our parent alumni association. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, guys. Like I've been, but it got me off my ass to start an alumni association at Socorro High School. I've been wanting to over the last couple of years. So you know what? I'm going to find the time this off season. We are going to create an alumni association, like a real alumni association at Socorro High School. I'm
Well,
not
it's all
president of it.
they're all at the annex in the El Paso downtown jail, so that won't be hard to find them.
I know exactly where they are and where they're going. It's going to be a great place for them to go. Everyone loves it.
Oh, that sounded exactly like. Hey, be quiet, or I'm going to take your visa away. So anyway,
Hey, whoa. I can't wait for the day that someone's like, we're going to take away your passport because you're Puerto Rican. And I'll be like, well, I don't think it works that way. But you know what? If you're going to take something from me, if you're going to take anything from me, it should be just the tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
I just keep reading that comment from Tommy. I am so sorry. Just the tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Check them out today, guys. Look, it's muggy. It's hot out there. We're in the middle of our monsoon season here in El Paso. It's been rainy. We have the humidity here, which we don't like. Look at how frothy my beard is right now because of all the humidity. The only way that you can make sure you're feeling your best is with that Happy Nuts Comfort Cream. Go to www.myhappynuts.com, slather them all over your boys, and you feel good all day long. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs.
I never know what to say after that. I feel like I have to come on the air with a cigarette, you know.
I mean, it's literally the only way that you can do things. It's the best.
With a cigarette, okay.
With a cigar.
A cigar.
Bill Clinton style.
Cigar in style. But
who still gets that joke? You're like a Bill Clinton style cigar.
I'm old, so I get that joke.
I would say we get it. I wonder if I said it like around anybody else, like if they'd understand that reference, but I don't think
I think they would, because Bill Clinton is kind of like
iconic,
you know. I did not have sexual relations with that woman,
but I had them with that other woman over there,
and that other one, and that other one, and that other one.
How you doing? Give me a call.
Hey, speaking about give me a call, let's talk about the MLB, Major League Baseball, and how many teams have a chance at this wild card, but they're under 500.
I mean, that happens a lot in baseball, though. Like, it's so hard in baseball because, like, the haves and the have-nots. I think that's the sport where you see it the most, right? Like, especially with the Dodgers, the amount of money they have to spend, the Yankees, like other teams like that, those old money, hardcore teams that have won a lot of championships in the past, or the Cubs that just have great TV deals, right? So the upper echelon is always going to be really good, where that middle class, right? Like those little areas of teams like the Marlins and, teams like that are, fighting for that spot are always just going to be around 500. Maybe, sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then, a bolt of lightning strikes them, just some sort of luck happens their way and they wind up winning a World Series. But those are so few and far between. It's always about the big money teams that wind up winning the World Series, that wind up doing all kinds of, amazing things that we look at now. And I think that that's going to be what causes a lockout maybe in Major League Baseball, because the CBA is up at the end of this year.
Yep.
They are arguing over, a salary cap. The owners want a salary cap. The players want a salary floor and more guarantees and a bunch of other stuff like that. But the competitive balance feels like it's super unfair right now in Major League Baseball because of what the Yankees have done in the past, what the Dodgers are doing right now, and especially the deferred deals that are happening in baseball, where sure, you gave Shohei Ohtani $750 million or whatever, but you're only paying him $2 million this year, so it only counts as $2 million on your cap. that type of stuff is wrong, right? Like that's what tips the competitive scale, because yeah, of course you're going to have more money that you can go and build these super teams with. But as far as like, those middle teams that are in the wild card spot, that's awesome. Major League Baseball expanding their playoff numbers, right? Like they add one more team in each league. That's cool. It creates a little more availability for teams to be able to say like we made it to the playoffs. But do you really have faith in any of these teams actually winning a championship?
Yeah,
And
exactly. It just like going to a bowl game, 500 should be, being at least 500 should be the standard of at least getting a chance of a playoff spot. Because if you have teams with losing records, are people going to tune in except for that city that hosts that team? I don't think so. And regarding salary caps, there's so much stuff that people are doing around it. I think it was Kawhi Leonard who's the prime example of going around it. That that you can actually get people paid. But this is why I love some of the European styles, way they do things, because they have rules in there that teams cannot spend over what they make, and maybe for some teams they make a little bit more or a little bit less, but all those teams share revenue as well. So teams like in the in the lower half, if you want to say that, do get a little bit less money, but they can remain competitive. The thing is,
there is revenue sharing in Major League Baseball, right? Because the TV deals for like the Yankees and the Dodgers are so much better than the TV deal that like I use the Marlins as my base here, but that's only because I know, name drop here, I know the former president of the Miami Marlins, David Sampson, like that guy, and he's always kind of explained a lot of stuff to me. He has a great podcast. Check it out. Nothing Personal with David Sampson. Last plug for that podcast that I'll do. You want to know about sports business, that's the place to go. But the Marlins TV deal, the Tampa Bay Rays TV deal, the Pittsburgh Pirates TV deal will never be what the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers are able to get, right? Because those are so recognizable brands, right? All you do is see the little LA, logo, exactly what that's for. You see the NY logo. Sure, there's another team in New York, but you don't associate it with the Mets. You associate that with the Yankees. You see that B, you don't associate that with the Brooklyn Dodgers. You associate that with the Boston Red Sox, right? So those teams, much more recognizable. And because of the TV deals, had to get into revenue sharing with the smaller market teams, the lower market teams. But the way they're circumventing payments, right? Oh, okay, well, now I don't have to pay so much because I'm, giving Shohei this. He's going to retire, and as he retires, he's going to get $68 million. That's not on our books as active payroll. That's not right, dude. Like that's finding a way to circumvent the system. And people are saying to me, well, it's because you're a Yankees fan and you're mad the Yankees missed out on this. No. If the Yankees did that exact same thing, it would feel gross to me because you're abusing a broken system that most people already know is kind of messed up. I think Major League Baseball is the one sport where parity doesn't really exist.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the Pittsburgh Pirates can have phenomenal talent, right? Like they do. They have Paul Skeens, right?
Yep.
He's not going to spend the rest of his career in Pittsburgh. Like he will eventually become either a Yankee or a Dodger or an Astro, one of those big market teams that has the money to pay him whatever type of money that he wants. And then they don't have a salary cap, so they can just keep pouring money into that. And they can get Ellie De La Cruz from, Cincinnati. They can take away from all these other teams like that. The one small market team to me, or low revenue market team to me, that keeps fighting and fighting and fighting is the Padres. But even then, like they can only do so much, right? Like no one gives anybody, especially this year, no one gives anybody a legitimate shot at winning a championship outside of the Dodgers. Like I don't trust any team in the American League. As a Yankees fan, I don't trust the Yankees, right? I saw what they did 2 years ago. And in the National League, I don't trust the Cubs. I don't trust the Phillies. I don't trust any of those teams because the Dodgers are so overwhelming.
Yep. And the thing is, we go back to that saying: if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And the thing is, with the moves that they've done with that money, the thing is, those moves are not illegal per se. They're just, somebody came up with a way to actually do it, and they're not against the rules or anything, but they aren't morally sportsmanship kind of moves, if that's the way you want to put it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, and it sounds weird coming from me because I am the guy, like, you don't like it, stop it, right? Whenever Shaq was his most dominant, all he does is post up and dunk on you. Well, shit, you don't want him to post up and dunk on you, find a way to stop it. Because if I was really good at posting up and dunking, I would be doing it all day. Oh, Steph Curry can only shoot threes. Yeah, stop it. Like if you know that's all he can do, try to find a way to stop it, because he can do much more than that, right? Like, I'm that kind of guy.
If I'm pretty, stop it.
Yeah. But when the competitive balance is shifted that much, it's hard to say, okay, find a way to stop it. When you have a team that, is spending, what is it, $1.8 billion in free agency over the last 2 years, but it doesn't show up on their books because all these contracts are deferred, that's not sportsmanship, man. That's not like doing anything gaming wise. Sure, you're bending the rules and every other team could probably do the same, but can Miami do that? Can Tampa Bay do that? Can Kansas City do that? And the answer to that is no, right? Like they don't know whether or not their TV contract is going to be solvent or not in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? The Yankees, sure, of course, they're the Yankees, right? One of the most valuable franchises in sports. They got money all day long. Imagine if the NFL had this type of model that Major League Baseball has. You want to go toe-to-toe and spending money with Jerry Jones and his crazy ass? No, right? They put in that salary cap to protect the fucking league from Jerry Jones being maniacal. They have to do that with Major League Baseball.
Well, and you're talking about, an owner that has, the Cowboys, on the field, they've stunk it up for a while. But off the field, hey, they're doing amazing. But you bridged to another completely different part, which is ownership. What do you think about Bob Iger and Joshua Kushner in a $12.5 billion deal to buy the Lakers? In a franchise that last year was worth, I think, $10 billion, a measly $10 billion.
So that's the wild thing about it, right? Is like in the last 3 years we've seen the Lakers be sold twice. That's insanity to me. But I mean,
but when you have names like Bob Iger, now buying the Lakers, and you have Jeff Bezos trying to get into sports. I don't know if you know this, but Jeff Bezos and a small consortium now own 30% of Liverpool for about $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tommy reminding us that the Dallas Cowboys are evaluated at $15 billion, which again is fucking wild to me. But
how much did Jerry buy the Cowboys for?
$230 million. That is one hell of an ROI, my guy.
Yeah. FSG, which owns Boston, Liverpool. FSG bought Liverpool for, I think, $300 million, and now Liverpool is worth, I think, $7.5 billion.
Well,
so
again, the money in sports is astronomical, and it always will be, because sports is, again, there's only one thing keeping TV alive, right? And it's the thing that's playing behind me right now in like live sports. It's the only thing that you say, I have to watch this at this specific time because we have the fear of missing out thing, right? Like FOMO. We have that with our favorite sports team, with any sports that we actually care about. It's the only thing that does that. So the money in sports is always going to be there. It's always going to be churning. It's always going to do all that stuff. Once again, psychologically fills a void for other things, necessities, all that good stuff, right? But when you look at the LA Lakers and you see the fact that they got sold twice over the last 3 years for, once again, what was it? It was 10.4 or something like that to now 12. It feels like it's a slippery slope. And it feels gross because of the name Kushner being associated with it, right? And what that kind of translates to as well, and how the wealth has been kind of moving one-sided. Bob Iger, for those that don't know, Bob Iger, former CEO of Disney, right? Like he was the guy at Disney for so long. As a matter of fact, it was so cool because my very first check that I got from ESPN was a paper check as Bob Iger's signature. That was great.
Hey, do you have a picture of that? I mean, that would be.
I've got to have it somewhere. I know I put it in a frame. It's probably in storage, but I did put it in a frame. Like it was great to see that, dude. Like a paper check from Disney was awesome to see, right? Because
Bob
again,
Iger.
people that don't know, ESPN owned by Disney.
What?
Oh boy, you didn't know that, Augustine?
Hey, no wonder everybody's voice is like this at ESPN now.
That's why I had to leave. My voice was too deep, man. I couldn't stay that long. Like you either sound like me or you get out of here, guy. I'm sorry, Mickey. but it makes me wonder if this is going to be like a slippery slope where we wind up seeing these franchises be passed around, for lack of a better term, to the highest bidder after a couple of years, right? And whenever you can have a franchise as storied as the LA Lakers being sold twice in 3 years, it's not a good feeling, man, because that should be something that these, companies and stuff hold on to, because that means something to so many people. The more they move it around, the more it gets passed around like that. I look at it like a car, right? You have a one owner car and you try to resell it. Okay, that's cool. You probably get X amount of money for it because there's one owner. Whenever you got like 4 or 5 owners for that car, it doesn't hold its value at all, right? That could be what happens eventually with these sports franchises, but it's hard to say that because, again, the money machine just keeps churning.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're stepping. Drunk me. Hi, everybody. Drunk Mickey here. But Tipton, the thing is, with sports, we're getting to that time where sports is available to everybody, but the same ones win. And this is a great example of, and Tommy, I apologize with this, but this is a great soccer example. We had one of the biggest World Cups with 64 teams, but the last 4 were the same as in every year. So when you got that availability of money and talent, it may be available to everybody. Everybody can hit a ball with a bat, but I can hit it better than you. And I've got more trainers than you, and I've got more people than you, and more people are watching me. So it's that kind of thing where there was a saying in the 80s when Italy was a major powerhouse in world football. They said, everybody plays, but Italy always wins. Now that has changed. Everybody plays, but it's the same 4 that always win.
Yeah. And even whenever you look at the whole college football playoff, right? The 2 teams that were in the final that wound up, fighting for the championship, Miami and Indiana, those came from the bigger conferences. I'm looking at it right now, right? We've got, Notre Dame being in the Final Four, as always, right? We've got Miami in there. We've got all these other teams, but none of them were the smaller market teams. They were always the bigger teams, right?
And sometimes it's not just about money. For example, the big example is the Cowboys. It's not always just about money. It's about picking the right people for the right reasons because they play the right way. And that, unfortunately for you, hasn't been the Cowboys. And for me, it's fortunate because it's we had this huge run where we just cheated our way everywhere, which was completely legal.
At least you finally admit it, right? Like you're deflating your balls. I keep my nuts happy. You keep your balls flat.
Because mine are actually used.
Well, okay, so
And we love recording other people too. What's that about?
I mean, voyeurism is okay, man. A lot of people are into voyeurism. Not me, but you
Butt
do your
balls and
thing.
recording. Yes, that's what we love.
I just picture the Patriots in the hotel room, but just hanging out in the cuck chair. Like Tommy says, okay, finally stop driving. Enough of all this. The Cowboys just played a game and they just signed Von Miller. Let's talk football the last 7 minutes. I do like the Cowboys signing Von Miller. I just wonder how much is left in the tank for Von Miller.
Yeah,
And
how
the
old is
question to
Von
me
Miller?
is always going to be late 30s, got to be.
Yeah, he's got it. Let me check.
I can pull it up here. 37 years old.
37.
Which by no means is washed, right? Like that's not a thing. I think all he's going to do is be like that third down, obvious passing down situations, go in there and go after the quarterback type thing, which he can do, right? Like if you're a guy that can get to the quarterback, you're a guy that can get to the quarterback all the time, and it still creates pressure. And especially like with what the Dallas Cowboys have, that's more than enough, right? Like you need that. The question to me isn't going to be what the Dallas Cowboys can do on offense. The Dallas Cowboys offense, as long as Dak Prescott is healthy, is going to be good. It's that defense. And to me, it wasn't even necessarily so much the defensive line. It was the secondary. And yeah, you go out there, you got Caleb Downs. You had a solid draft if you're the Dallas Cowboys. But I've got to see it in action. And not in fucking preseason games, because preseason games mean absolutely nothing. It's about in that real action, right? Like what can the Dallas Cowboys and this defense do against the upper echelon teams? If they go out here and shit the bed in the division, and that's the NFC East is the most winnable division right now in football of two competitive teams, because I don't believe Washington's going to be that good. I don't think the Giants are ready to take that next step. It's going to be between Philadelphia and Dallas. That defense needs to step up, and that defense needs to be better.
Yeah, because last year I think Dallas ended with the second ranked offense in the league, seventh in scoring, I believe. So it's not the offense. It's the defense, and is Von Miller enough? That's the question.
Well, he had 9 sacks last year. 36-year-old, 9 sacks, like that's okay, right? Like, and again, with what the Dallas Cowboys have on defense, that young defensive line, they just re-signed Quinnen Williams to a great deal as well. So like they've got a good defensive line that they've got working for them right now. My question once again is that secondary and that linebacking core. It's not great, and I've got to see Caleb Downs in action in the regular season before I'm bought all the way in.
So here's my question to you, and my question to all the Cowboy fans out there: is the ceiling for the Cowboys a 12-5 record? Is what you're expecting this year 10-7? And if you go 7-10, how mad are you? I mean, are you up to here now with the entire thing now?
I think Cowboys fans are habitually up to here, right? Like it's very, they live in a very difficult place, right? Because no matter what, unless
you
Cowboys,
said they. Wait, you said they. You.
Well, yes, but what I was referring to was that the Dallas Cowboys as a team live in a very weird place, right? Because the expectations, rightfully so or not rightfully so, unjustly so, are they either win a Super Bowl or the year was god-awful. For a team that is not a Super Bowl caliber team, at least not in my mind. Like maybe something happens in the season, they become that way, right? But to me, I think a 12-5 season is great. I'd love to see some success in the playoffs, but 12-5 off of what last year was, by all means, dude, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the way that you want it to be. Just show that incremental growth. But because other people have their thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be, oh, well, they have to win the Super Bowl or it was a bad year no matter what. Dak Prescott can have 50 touchdown passes. He can throw for 5,000 yards, 10 interceptions. The defense can be top ranked. They can just have a bad game in the NFC Championship game, and it'll be like, oh, God, same old Cowboys as always. Like that's the weird purgatory that they live in.
Yeah, that's a weird place to be, but because my Patriots, they went to the Super Bowl last year, and they were far ahead of what I was expecting. Do I expect the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl this year? Have my feelings toward the Patriots changed? No, I think we were too far ahead for our own britches to go back to a Super Bowl. But if the Patriots don't go back to a Super Bowl this year, it is a failure. It is a failure because their core is back and they've gotten better.
That's so hard for me to say that it'll be a failure for them to not make the Super Bowl. I understand where you're coming from with that one, but they caught lightning in a bottle, dude. Like they genuinely did. They got the Broncos at the best time to get the Broncos. They got they missed getting the Bills. They had the Texans in a weather game that really helped them out. They caught lightning in a bottle. They were very lucky, and I know in sports it sucks to say like, oh, they got the luck of the draw or whatever. I don't think the expectation for them should be Super Bowl winning or not.
Well, at least having a great season.
Snowman Multimedia saying, hey, Snowman, checking in. What's up, Snowman? Hope you're having yourself a great day, sir. Lawrence Sims over on LinkedIn saying, what's up, Mike? Every year is the Cowboys' year, according to their fans. LOL. Tommy saying they got to get to the NFC Championship game at least. But why? Right? Like based off of what you saw from this team last year, have they done enough for you to justify being like, you know what? They're one of the 4 best teams in the NFL. And I genuinely don't think they are. And you can see all the crap around me. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. That is not a team that I believe is one of the 4 best teams in the NFL. They could be, right? Like the sun shines on the dog's ass. We talk about it all the time. Something can happen here where they catch lightning in a bottle. They become like the Patriots, right? But in actuality, are they better than the Rams? No. Are they better than Philadelphia? It's yet to be seen. Are they better than, the Seattle Seahawks? Maybe, but do you really want to put your money on that? And then think about this. There's the other caveat there, right? The San Francisco 49ers were still a playoff team despite 1,000 damn injuries last year. They were still a really damn good team. If that team is healthy, are the Cowboys better than the 49ers? Do you know how much it pains me to even ask that question? Right? Like, are they better than that? And then on the AFC side, do you genuinely believe that the Patriots are better than the Buffalo Bills if the Bills are healthy?
Yeah, but the Buffalo Bills have something mental now going on with them. It's they have so much talent. It's now mental for the Buffalo Bills. Allen is an amazing quarterback, but I think it's mental now with him. He can't get over that hump.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they bounce back. And you also got to remember, Kansas City retooled. Let's remember that. Kansas City, they're going to be coming back. But the biggest question I think is going to have to be answered is, how do the Buffalo Bills bounce back after they had everything lined up perfectly for them? They had a Super Bowl appearance on a silver platter handed to them, and they dropped it, right? That was the easiest route that the Buffalo Bills were ever going to have to get to a Super Bowl, and they shit the bed.
They Des Bryant did it.
Yeah, oh, God. Why do you have to say that, you jerk? Tommy is saying they very much can be if they have a middle-of-the-pack defense at least. They'll have championship aspirations. You know me, man. Every year that I've ever done this, I think that every team should have championship aspirations leading into the beginning of the season. Everybody's got a plan. Think about what Mike Tyson said. Everybody's got a plan until what? They get punched in the mouth.
Face.
Right? So, yeah, you can have championship aspirations. What happens if, and this isn't like too much of a stretch because we've seen it happen a ton of times in his career, What happens if Dak gets hurt? Genuine. That y'all can give me shit all you want. To me, Dak Prescott, when healthy, still a top 5 quarterback. We've seen the stats. The stats are there, dude. Like, you cannot ignore the stats. But he's got to stay healthy. That's the biggest caveat there.
Well, throwing to Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is kind of easy.
Oh, dude. I haven't been able to talk about the Dallas Cowboys as much as I've wanted to here. What they got in free agency. I'm just looking up the stats right here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting to talk about this, so I didn't have it ready to go.
You should be a true fan and having it in your brain. What's wrong with you? You're not.
Well, no, like, I want to get it right. I want to get it right. They got a kid named Camden Brown, right? An undrafted free agent, Camden Brown, was second in college football last year in touchdown receptions, with 16 touchdown receptions. If you watched what he did in the preseason game, that one-handed touchdown grab, phenomenal. And I get it, it's preseason. But if you can have a one-handed grab at any time that gets you a tutty, you have an amazing talent. This dude has a nose for the end zone, and you have him as like the third receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. That dude, like, if he can break out of whatever issue has him as a undrafted free agent rookie, if he can break out of whatever handcuffs shackle him there, and he's got zero pressure, because you know why? CeeDee Lamb over here, George Pickens over here, fucking Kevontae Turpin is the dude that's going to take the top off. Ryan Flournoy, like, the Dallas Cowboys receiving core is deeper than the tip can ever get. And it is amazing, right? That to me is, I love what the Dallas Cowboys are doing.
The thing is, do you depend that much on Flournoy being that tight end?
Well, Flournoy's not the tight end.
Who's the tight end?
Blake Jarwin.
You know, they had
doing?
some
Why are you
really
barking?
good tight ends before. And hey, leave that dog alone. Let him bark.
I'm sorry.
And the thing is, Mike, the need for a good tight end in the Cowboys is so needed because of that. Oh, that is the cutest. I'm putting a screenshot. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Jake Fergus.
I got it. But Dak has used a tight end as an outlet so much in his career when he gets into trouble.
Well, Jake Ferguson has done a great job as a Dallas Cowboys tight end. But like he's been solid for them. But the Dallas Cowboys offense isn't predicated on like dink and dunk, right? Like it is a very take it off the top type of offense. And honestly, that's what you want. Dak Prescott, maybe it's because I'm a Cowboys fan, maybe because I watch all these games, I get to like look at it from a different angle. Watch as just a fan, right? Like take your prejudice out. There is not a throw on the field that Dak Prescott cannot make.
Oh, yeah.
He is a phenomenal arm talent. And whenever he's in his bag and he's got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and they're doing their thing, it is amazing, dude. Like it genuinely is amazing to see him. Like, he can dissect a defense left and right. He doesn't get the love he deserves, and it's because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Romo was in that, or a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Romo was in that same thing where Romo didn't get the love he deserved because he never won a Super Bowl, right? But you got to sit back and just appreciate the art, man. Like what Dak Prescott can do is absolutely amazing.
You sound post-coital.
No, I am very much getting ready. Dude, it's the preseason. Again, to go to my references, right? To go to the weird things I like to say. This right here, the preseason, this is foreplay, baby. This is foreplay. We're getting ready. We're about to just hit that thing hard, and nothing but 22 straight weeks of a marathon, just getting it in as best as possible. That's what it's going to wind up being over here for us. And then when the Super Bowl happens, that's when we're post-coital and we can go to sleep. Augustine, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. I appreciate it. I got nothing but love for y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. It's a little bit later than what I want to do now. I'm running late for my show. There you go. Just like that. A little bit of little hearts. We got hearts happening for us.
That's a very sick heart.
Mine is. Oh, apparently not. Remember, the VA said that I'm healthy. So
You're healthy.
We'll see you all later. Have a great day, everybody.
You're healthy for an 80-year-old.